Hey guys, so I'm gonna get ready with you today. Just don't really have like solid plans today, like things that I have to do, but I do want to go to the Bye Bye Baby that's like kind of farther away from my house just because it's like way bigger. I want to check out some cribs while I'm there because I feel like doing it online, like I can't get a good sense of what the actual color of the crib is. I kind of wanted to go for a more like light oak, like natural, like antique white looking wood color. But all of the ones that I'm finding are like $700 and I'm just like not interested in paying $700 for a crib because then on top of that the dresser is like $800. I'm just like, ugh, I don't really want to spend that kind of money right now. So I don't know. I'm gonna go check them out in person and maybe I'll end up with like just a white crib. The video today is just gonna be like me getting ready and talking to you guys. Like we're sitting in the same room, chatting, catching up, you know? I do have a declutter video, like the other part of the declutter video that I started the other day coming up soon. I just didn't get to totally finish, so I want to put it all in one video, so bear with me. That video, I'm going to be wearing 2 different outfits. I'm going to go in with a little bit of this shine spray. It's a 10 Miracle shine spray with noni oil. Noni oil? I don't know. I just feel like sometimes when I don't wash my hair for, you know, a few days, it's like my ends get really dry. And I think I'm going to grow out my hair again. Not like super long, I don't think, but maybe like to the, I don't know, top part of my boob. It's already grown quite a bit, which I'm happy about. It's got to be those prenatals, you know? So for now, I'm just going to put this up in a whatever little scrunchie. These scrunchies are the best. I got these off Amazon. I'll try to remember to link them down below. But I wear these all the time and they're like not damaging at all. So excuse the hair for now. Okay, so I already told you guys I'm going to go ahead and go to Bye Bye Baby today. I'm going to go see my brand new niece, which is exciting. I've been seeing her a lot recently. So it's been nice that I've been off work because now I have all this time to go visit her. And it's like it's giving me practice for my baby. A little pregnancy update for you guys. If you don't know already, that was if I forget to say what I'm using, I will put it in the description box below. But that was the Dewy Skin Cream by Tatcha. I'm using all like Tatcha products right now because they're safe to use when you're pregnant, and I just was using so many acids that I don't know, I just didn't feel comfortable using them because some dermatologists say, yeah, go for it as long as it's less than 10% like glycolic. Some say, don't use it. And Tatcha, the woman who created the brand, she created it with being pregnancy safe in mind because she was actually pregnant when she created it. So that kind of attracted me to the brand. So I'm using a lot of their stuff right now. Okay, so if you didn't already know, or if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. I don't post on there like, 5 times a day, but I put our gender reveal on there and we are having a girl. I'm so excited. I kind of knew it was going to be a girl. I don't know why. Like, even though I had all these, like, if you guys remember my last video where I told you guys that I was pregnant, I had all these, like, crazy signs that it was going to be a boy. But it ended up being a girl. And we're both very happy about that. Ricky really wanted a girl, too. So, we are so excited. And now that we know it's a girl, we're kind of, like, buying more things. If you guys can hear that in the background, there's these neighbors that live behind us. They never let their dog inside. It makes me so mad. So the dog's like crying at the door because it wants inside the house. So if you can hear that, I'm sorry. Oh, now that we know that we're having a girl, we have been buying more things because I was like, I don't want to buy like, I don't know, all this gender neutral stuff. I had a hard time finding gender neutral things. So now that I know that it's going to be a girl, I'm like much more like interested in buying clothes and getting the nursery prepped. So that's kind of been our focus for right now. I'm trying not to go like super crazy. Like I just want to get like the essentials, and then I know that once the baby's here, if we figure that we need something, like we can always just go and buy it. I mean, like my husband will go out and get it, or Amazon is free 2-day shipping. So we're trying not to go like super crazy, but obviously we're excited, so we want to get like all of the, you know, essentials ready for her. So I had the anatomy scan. That was how we found out that it was a girl. That was at 20 weeks. And now I am at 21 weeks and a day. So I'm growing rapidly. And my legs are getting so fat. So I don't know. I was told early on in my pregnancy that I couldn't exercise, at least until I had my next doctor's appointment. And at my last doctor's appointment, my NP said it was fine. Everything was all good to go ahead and exercise. So, and I'll get into that a little bit more here in just a second. But I think because of that, like all the muscle that I did have is just kind of like it doesn't exist anymore. It has totally turned into fat. So, obviously I'm like thrilled to be pregnant, but it is kind of hard to like, at least for me, because it's not just my belly growing, it's like everything is growing. Like my boobs are huge, my arms feel bigger. So it's definitely like a transition that I'll have to get used to in my body, and I'm hoping that as time progresses, like I will just kind of relax a little bit about it. But that doesn't mean that it hasn't been like for me. A while ago I told you guys that I had taken a little break from YouTube for a couple of reasons. And one of them is because this was not easy for us. So we got married in 2017. And I'm only telling you guys this because like, first of all, I have to say, I'm a very personal person. Like, if you don't, like, know me, you probably don't know a lot about, like, my personal life. Like, I'm a very private person, I guess is what I should be saying. Like, only my closest friends, like, really know what's been going on with me. So, I wasn't really interested in sharing this with everyone because, like I said, I'm a very private person. But this whole experience has like seriously opened my eyes to how many people struggle with this and what I'm about to like explain to you. And so when I found out I was pregnant, I was just so like I almost had a feeling of guilt because I know so many other people, so many other women, like never get that, you know? And so I told myself that when I felt like I was ready, I would share this with you because it makes people feel less alone when they're kind of struggling through this. So when we were married for 6 months, like I said, I got pregnant. We were so excited. And then about 6 weeks into the pregnancy, I miscarried. And I was like so distraught. I mean, I thought, like, why is this happening to me? Like, I totally victimized myself. Like, I was so, like, why does this have to happen to me? There's so many other women out there who are terrible people who get pregnant with no problems, you know, women out there using drugs and getting pregnant. And I was just so like, why me? I had that like kind of mentality, and we were so like, it was something that we really wanted, you know? And so that made it even more like, man, why does this have to happen to me? So I had the miscarriage, and I didn't need any like medical intervention or anything like that. Obviously I went to the doctor, but they just kind of said, you know, this happens all the time. People just don't talk about it. It's going to be okay. They gave me some statistic for the number of women who have a miscarriage and then go on to have a healthy pregnancy. And we were so sad. I mean, like, I think I just went through like a state of like real depression. And I don't think I realized it when I was going through it, but I was just so sad. It was all I could think about. It was like, I was like probably, although I didn't realize it at the time, I was like stressed out about it because I was like constantly thinking about it. Like, is this gonna happen for us? Like, what is, like, is our marriage gonna be okay? Like, if we can't have children, you know? And so I talked to my doctor about it, and she said, okay, well, you know, this happens all the time. Wait until you have like one menstrual cycle and then start trying again. Or actually, she said, when you're ready, start trying, which I can totally understand why they say that, because like, I think it really does take a while to really, even though like you really want a baby and you want a baby now, like you have to be like mentally prepared for pregnancy, you know? So we did that. We didn't wait long, to be honest. We started trying again. 6 months later, pregnant again. And this one, we were just so like, okay, it's happening. No doubt about it. This isn't going to happen to us twice. Everything's going to be okay. So excited again, obviously. And we never told anybody that we were pregnant. Again, 6 weeks into that pregnancy, miscarried, started bleeding. And this one was a little bit different because, and another reason you guys might be like, wow, she's not emotional about this at all. Trust me when I say that, like, I've tried to make videos like this before and I'm a blubbering mess, and I couldn't even, like, if I were to post it, nobody would understand a freaking word I was saying. So, not that time makes it any easier to experience that, but time makes it easier to talk about it in a coherent way. So, at least I hope I'm making sense. So, then when we went to the doctor for that one, when I started bleeding, they said that, you know, probably wasn't going to make it, that they could see that it was moving towards the cervix and that I was probably going to pass it on my own. Well, that wasn't the case. This might be TMI for some of you, but hopefully if it is, you've already tuned out by now. So when I miscarried, they were checking my progesterone levels to make sure that they were decreasing, because that would mean that I had like fully miscarried and that I would eventually get my period back. And for that pregnancy, my levels were not going down. So because of that, they wanted to do what's called a DNC, which I was really scared to do. I did not want to go through with that. I had the option of either doing a DNC which is basically like a surgery. It is surgery. And basically when you have a D&C, they go in there and they kind of clean out everything to make sure that everything is out of the uterus. And I really didn't want to do that, but my only other alternative was to take a pill, and I forget what the pill is called. Some of you might know what it is. But it's basically like a chemotherapy drug, and it does basically the same thing as what the D&C would do, but because it has such harsh chemicals in it, you cannot attempt to get pregnant again within 6 months of taking that. So, because we had been trying, we didn't want to wait another 6 months to start trying again. And by this time, I was thinking something seriously wrong, you know, like, how does this happen to me twice, you know? And so again, we saw our doctor. She was great. She didn't make me feel like I should be seriously concerned, you know, which I appreciated at the time, because internally I was freaking out. And she just said, you know, she checked like our health, medical records, all of that, asked us some questions. And one of the things, and I swear that this was a huge factor for us, was that sometimes miscarriages, and different doctors will say different things about morphology. But one of the things that she said was that different things that you ingest can have a different effect on morphology. Morphology is the shape of the sperm. And she said, like, we had like run all of these tests and everything looked good except for the shape. The shape was like, the morphology was a little bit on the lower scale. And she said, do you smoke? This was to my husband. Do you smoke? No, he doesn't smoke. Do you smoke marijuana? No. Do you take drugs? No. Do you take workout supplements? Was like her number 3 question after smoking and drinking, which I was like, wow, that's weird. But he said yes. I mean, he was. Ricky goes to the gym every day. Like, it doesn't matter if he feels lazy, he's going. It doesn't matter if he's worked 16 hours, he's going. And, which I admire that about him. Like, he's an extremely, like, hard worker when it comes to, well, everything. But in the gym, like, he busts his butt in there. And so I was thinking, well, that's kind of weird, you know? And she said, you have to stop that. No pre-workouts, no, like none of those like no like creatine, none of the workout supplements that they sell like over the counter at GNC that anybody can get their hands on. But she was like, stop it right now. Like, it'll take about 60 days to get out of your system, and then we'll check again and we'll go from there. Well, so he did, like, from that day on, he never took any workout supplements ever. And like, the thing that blew my mind is that these are things that like people sell or people suggest as like a supplement to a healthy lifestyle, which I don't think that there's really anything wrong with taking a pre-workout. I mean, there's plenty of other worse things out there that you could be taking. But when he stopped after 60 days and he got his levels checked again, it was like, it went from below normal to normal, his morphology. And morphology can have a big effect on miscarriages. So we were like ecstatic because we're like, oh, like all the tests came back normal, so this has to be it, you know? And so after that, after those tests came back normal, we were kind of like, okay, we're going to try, we're going to see if that really was the problem. So we start trying again, and it took about, let's see, took about 3 months after that, and we were pregnant. So I guess I'm just telling you this because like I said a million times, I really don't like sharing personal information. Like, this is something private between my husband and I, and it's a struggle that we've been going through since we got married. And I'm only telling you guys this because I know how it feels to see pregnancy announcement after pregnancy announcement after pregnancy announcement on Instagram. Like, I know. Your friends are getting pregnant. People that you don't know online are getting pregnant. People you follow on Instagram are getting pregnant. And it just feels extremely lonely. And it's sad. Like, it's a really sad, like, dark time. Like, that's the darkest place that I have ever been in my entire life. It was hands down, 2018 was the most difficult year in my life. And some may say, well, if that's the most difficult year you've ever had in your life, then you've got it easy. I know. But at the same time, like, pain and sadness is so subjective. Like, what I think is the worst thing ever, you might be like, I've done that and I've had worse, you know? But for me, that was a really sad and dark time. And I'm just telling you guys this because I want you to know, like, if that's you, like, I'm speaking to you right now and you totally understand what I'm saying, you are not alone. And just know that, like, even though you might be, like, fighting this battle silently because you're not telling people, like, once you do start telling people, there are so many women who have gone through the same exact thing, and it helps you feel like you're not alone, and that helped me so much. So I'm just telling you because I want you to feel less alone, because trust me when I tell you, it sucks feeling like that. It was the worst. I mean, especially I feel like because of my profession, people assume, well, she likes being around kids. She's an elementary school teacher. Why doesn't she have any of her own? And I know that when people ask, you know, do you have kids? Do you want kids? Or when are you going to have kids? I know you just got married. Are you going to have kids? When are you having kids? It comes from a place of, like, care and curiosity and, like, just trying to make conversation. But at the same time, it's such a hurtful question to somebody who's going through, you know, a difficult time trying to conceive. And I know, it took us, almost 2 years? But I know that there's women who have been struggling for 9 years, 10 years. And so I'm not trying to say, oh, poor me, I've had it so hard. I'm just trying to say that, like, lots of people struggle with this, and you're not alone. And so when I post things about pregnancy, or when I post things about, you know, how I'm feeling during pregnancy or anything like that, I don't want anybody on my channel or on my Instagram to feel bad. Because now you know that it was not easy for us. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. I got real deep in this video. And it's easier for me to talk about it now that I am pregnant. And there's a certain part of me that feels guilty for not telling people until I got pregnant. But at the same time, like, I couldn't even get through a conversation talking about it without breaking down and crying. And so, like, it makes me sad thinking about how I was last year. Like, I was just so sad. I thought that I wasn't going to cry in this video, and I really didn't want to, but I'm going to say this again, one last time, and then we're going to move on. Like, if you are going through this, like, you are not alone. Whether you've had miscarriages or ectopic pregnancies or haven't been able to get pregnant at all, like, it's gonna happen for you. And you just have to, like, trust the process, work with your doctors who know what they're doing. And I hated hearing this when I was struggling, but it will happen when it's supposed to happen, like, all in God's timing. And I hated hearing that when I was struggling, trust me. And I'm sure some of you are, like, rolling your eyes right now, but it's true. And it will happen when it is supposed to happen. Whew. Okay. So, now that you guys know all about that, moving on. Just know that although it was difficult for us and it ended up being a pretty simple solution, it can be something like so small like that. So it's gonna be okay. Okay. Whew. Besides that, I also wanted to share with you guys some things that I purchased at Sephora the other day and made well. It's quite a transition, right? We're going to talk about something super deep, and then we're going to go and transition into something super shallow, like something that we purchased at Sephora. But I had one of those, like, $100 Rouge rewards, and I don't know, like, I have, like, a love-hate relationship with those because you can't return anything that you buy with that, and you have to use it all at one time. So, like, when I'm buying something, like, I don't really have a lot of things that I need to repurchase, and so it's kind of like you take that risk buying something that you might hate. One of the things that I purchased was the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. And I've been thinking about purchasing this for so long. And I finally did. I got it in the color 3. And this was a huge risk because people either love this or hate this. So when you use a Rouge Reward, you just kind of take your chances. But I got it in the color 3 because it's light medium. I tried 3 and 4, but I felt like 3 kind of, like, popped on my skin a little bit. So I did put it on over my foundation today, and I don't know if you can tell because it's really cloudy and the lighting isn't really that great right now, but it just gives your skin, like, a really nice subtle glow. I really, really like it, and I didn't feel like it made my skin super greasy or oily. I've heard some people complain about that. But I will say that I don't think my skin is as oily during pregnancy as it was before pregnancy. So keep that in mind if you have oily skin. But I also don't put it everywhere. I've heard that some people who say that, they've, you know, put it all over their face. And that's why it feels super greasy. But I didn't do that. I just put it, you guys probably saw, I put it on the high points of my face, like where I would highlight. This dog outside, I feel so bad for it. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I want to invite it into my house. The people behind us, I'm just like, why have a dog if you never let it in your house? And, like, I don't know. And I'm being sarcastic. I mean, they do let it in their house sometimes, but it obviously hates being outside and it wants to hang out with its people. So that was one thing that I purchased, and it was a big risk, but I mean, I really like it. And I will say too that when you put it over your foundation, I can see how it says Flawless Filter. Like, I don't feel like it emphasizes texture on my face, unlike a liquid highlighter would. Like, there's no glitter in this whatsoever. I've been noticing, like if you guys watched my last declutter, the only liquid highlighter that I kept was this one. It's the Marc Jacobs like Do You drops. And I noticed that when this one dries on my skin, like when the product actually dries down, it looks really dry on my skin. Like, I don't know. I'll probably end up getting rid of that too because I just am not wild about it. But if you've been looking for a liquid highlighter that doesn't make your skin look dry once it's dried down, I would highly recommend that Charlotte Tilbury one. I just wouldn't put it all over my face. I also used it under makeup yesterday, and I didn't hate it, but I think it looks better on top of makeup. Obviously, like before you powder and all that. Okay, what else? Oh my gosh, this poor dog. Can you hear it out there? It's like whining. Another thing that I bought was this from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Beauty Light Wand Easy Highlighter. This is super pretty. And this is a liquid highlighter that does not dry down and look dry on your skin. So I'm really happy with this. I used that yesterday for the first time. I'll put it on today so you guys can see. And then the last thing, like I said, I was obsessed with Tatcha products lately, is this Satin Skin Mist. I tried this in store and I really liked the finish on it. Sometimes when I try setting sprays in store, or when I try setting sprays in general, they make my skin look almost like shiny, and I don't love that. Like the Farsali one did. Even the Urban Decay all-nighter setting spray, I noticed that it sometimes makes my skin look greasy or like more oily or more shiny. So when I tried this one on and it didn't make my skin do that, it just kind of like melted in powders, I was like, okay, I'll try it. So we're going to try this today too. Okay, moving on. I haven't really been doing much for eyeshadow lately. I've just been putting some bronzer in my crease and calling it a day. Have you guys been watching The Bachelor? Or The Bachelorette? Tell me what you guys think of Hannah. People like rag on her, but I kind of like her. Like, she kind of like doesn't take their BS, you know? She calls them out. Like, you have a girlfriend? No, you're not staying another 5 minutes. Goodbye. You know, like, the only one she kind of takes BS from is Luke P. Ugh, he's just the worst. He's just way too immature to be on that show. Seriously. But I have a feeling she's not gonna, like, if he doesn't shape up, she's not gonna deal with his shenanigans much longer. So I kind of like her. My favorite, I don't know if I have like a favorite contestant. I like Jed. I kind of gotta give it to him for saying, yeah, I came here to raise my platform. And then I just happened to start really liking you. I mean, like, at least he was honest about it, because you know that's what all of them are there for, and none of them would ever admit to that. So, I don't know, kind of have to give him props for that. And then, who else do I like? Tyler, he's cute. I like that one. He's the construction worker. They went on like a fishing boat date of some sorts. But yeah, I thought he seems genuine-ish, you know? But I think Jed will make it pretty far. Tyler might make it pretty far too, but I think those are like my two front runners, unless I'm forgetting someone. Tell me who your favorite is if you're watching it down below. And maybe I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot about him. I'm going to use this Charlotte Tilbury wand. Are these Madewell hair scarves? I probably will just put my hair up in a bun today and then wrap one of these in my hair and call it a day. Maybe this one, since it kind of goes with my black t-shirt. But these are like these little square scarves that you just kind of like fold and then like wrap around your hair kind of thing. So I don't know, I think that these are super cute. And Madewell has really good like color options. Like I really liked this pink one with the black dots. They have one that's back border that's like kind of looks like leopard print-ish, but it's not like straight up cheetah print. I don't know. It's back ordered until August, but you can still order it right now if you want. So this one was super cute, and then I also got this one. It's like blue and white polka dots. And the last one was this plaid one. It has like blue and yellow and red and kind of like an ivory color plaid. So they're super cute, and like while I'm in this like growing out phase, I feel like I need something to make my hair feel cuter, because it just like doesn't feel cute right now in the slightest. So yes, as far as anything else goes that I've been purchasing lately, it's basically just been baby stuff. Which is fine, because that's been super fun too. The thing about this thing is that you always have to remember to twist this right here, otherwise it could like spill out everywhere inside your bag or wherever you store your makeup. I will show you guys like a baby haul soon. I just want to get like a few more things just to make it more of like a longer video. And so I will share that if you guys are interested. As far as podcasts go, I know some of you guys are like, we want you to do more like true crime videos, and I'm totally on board with that. I just, like, I don't want to just do it on any case. Like, I really like focusing on like one case that I truly am like interested in, you know? So I haven't really come across anything yet that I am dead set on doing a video on, but if you guys have something that you would like to suggest, then let me know down below and I will research it and do a video on it. I'm gonna use this like MAC blush. It's this one right here. This one's Cantaloupe. Just gonna brush a little bit of that on. Ooh. On top of that highlighter. And then I'm gonna put some powder, this like Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm gonna get lashes tomorrow again too. I'm hoping maybe that will make me feel pretty again. Okay, now this you have to really shake up because there's this like powdery substance in here. That was a lot. But it's such a super fine mist that it doesn't feel like a lot. Alright, so after this I'll just put on mascara and call it a day. My lashes were getting really long because I was using the Rodan & Fields Lash Boost, but you can't use that when you're pregnant, so now they're like stubby little things. And that is that. So I hope you guys found this video interesting or helpful or something. And I will see you guys in my next declutter video. Bye!